good evening or good day or whatever time of day you've decided to join my practice. To everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far. It has been a good day for me in Georgia. It's not just my name, it's where I live. So I hope you've had a great day. Let me get my mat a little bit straighter before as we begin. So let's just, what you'll need tonight is possibly 2 blocks, a strap. If you don't have either one of those, you can use a towel, or you can use some books or a pillow, whatever you have accessible to you in your home or your space, wherever you are. You may be in a hotel, I don't know. So tonight's intention is going to come from a quote that I actually saved in my phone a while back, and scrolled through my phone today and I saw it. So it says, "Don't ignore the silence because it has a sound. When it starts speaking, it's louder than 1,000 volcanoes." Muhammad Imran Hassan. That just speaks volumes to me, because so many times in this busy world, we try to just stay busy and infiltrate ourselves with loud sounds and loud activities and things that are just around us that are just things. I know those are like profound words there, like really big words or whatever, but not really, because it's true. I mean, that's what we do. We try to drown out everything around it within us with sound, and we ignore the silence. And from that silence is where we feel and we hear, maybe something greater than us, and we're able to get those shifts in our life that are what help reveal our true selves and reveal those layers of ourselves that need to be seen, need to be exposed, that they may heal. And they may not be pretty, they may not be what we want to look at, but they're what we need to see to be able to evolve and to become our truest and best self. It's during those times that I've learned so much about myself. So it is within that quote that our intention comes tonight. I'll say it again. Don't ignore silence, because it has a sound. When it starts speaking, it's louder than 1,000 volcanoes. So to begin, come into Sukhasana, our easy pose, or crisscross applesauce, whichever you like to call it. Indian style, there's so many different names. So sit up tall, soften the gaze and close the eyes. Have the palms face up tonight. Soften the gaze and close the eyes to connect to the breath. Start to inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here for a few more rounds on your own, setting and sealing this intention. 3 more breaths here. Start to bat the eyelashes open. Coming back into your space. So to begin, we're going to take the legs wide, coming into a wide-legged position. Coming into our forward fold position. So this is where if you have blocks or some books or maybe some pillows, you can place them out in front of you. If you have blocks, you can stack them up tall like so, or like so, wherever you are. You know, it just depends on where you need them and how, you know, how much and how little you want to come into this posture. So main thing is keep the toes flexed up towards the ceiling. Find the external rotation of the thigh bones back and down. You really just want to stay in this position right here. Don't lock out the knees. So what we'll do is inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And then on the exhale, walk the hands out until you find a nice deep stretch through the inside part of the inner thigh. And then as you fold forward, you can either rest the head onto the blocks or whatever you have as a prop. And then just come here and rest. It's a little bit more of a passive stretch, but if you'd like to come out a little bit further, you can walk the hands out and allow the head to come in and rest there if you would like to get a little bit deeper. And just breathe. Allow the neck to be long, shoulder blades flow down the back of the body. There is no tension in the neck. Really use the breath to guide you here. The longer we stay in this posture, make sure that you still have that external rotation of the thigh bones back and down. And that you're not locking out the knees, even if it's just like a little soft bend in the back of the knees. Three more breaths here. On the inhale, take the hands down to the mat or the floor and walk them back up. And then exhale when you get to the top. Good. So from here, we're going to come into a John Usher-Dawson's side bend. So you'll take the right foot into the inner part of the left leg. Left foot will remain flexed. These fingers on the left hand will come around the left big toe. You'll inhale, reach the right arm up, and on the exhale, take it up and over. We're going to roll the right shoulder back and down, allow the left to drop. And breathe. You'll feel the stretch from the back of this right tricep all the way to the top of that right hip. And it'll feel amazing, especially if you have a lot of tightness in the hips. So you'll just really expand through the chest. And on the inhale, you can even lift up slightly, and then on the exhale, try to reach a little bit further. I always like to say, even if it's just energetically, so you don't even have to reach, a little bit further. It just, in the mind's eye. Know one day that it will happen. Don't allow the head to drop down towards that left shoulder, but keep it in a straight line. You can even gaze up towards that right thumb. Keep the chest open. Deepen the breath. Two more breaths here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale when you get to the top. Good. Switch sides, so right leg's going to extend out long, left foot's going to come to the inner thigh of that right leg. Right foot's going to remain flexed at all times, softness in the back of that right knee. Don't lock it out. Right, peace fingers come around the right big toe. You inhale, lift the left arm up, and then on the exhale, take it up and over. Roll that left shoulder back and down, allow the right to drop. And again, keep the head in a straight line. Gaze up towards the left, the left thumb if you have trouble keeping the head in a straight line. And breathe. Relax that left shoulder away from the ear. Then maybe with each inhale, you lift up slightly. And with each exhale, lift the left hand a little bit further past the right toe. Even if it is just energetic. Nothing wrong with that. One day, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll be able to reach a little bit further. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale when you get to the top. Awesome. So we're going to swing the legs to the side now. Come onto all fours into our cat-cow position. Our tabletop position. Just gave it away. We're doing cat-cow. So spread the fingertips wide. Press firmly into the backs of the feet. Stack shoulders over wrist bones, hips over knees. So we'll inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round to the spine, find that navel to spine connection. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round to the spine. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. So we'll inhale, gaze up towards your ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round through your spine, press the mat away. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Come back into that neutral spine position. So from here, we're going to come into a low lunge position. So inhale, extend the right leg out long, point your flexing the toes, and then exhale, bring the knee into the chest, place it between the hands. Now you have the option to extend that leg out a little bit further, or keeping it a little bit in closer towards the body. Totally up to you. I like to take mine a little bit further behind me. Stack knee over ankle. Option to stay down low or take the hands to the knee and scoot the tailbone forward. Crown going up towards the ceiling. Press firmly to the back of that left knee and the back of that left foot. Breathe. You should feel a nice deep stretch for this front part of the body, especially right in here in the hip flexors. Now from here, back out slightly if you decided to extend that left leg out a little bit further behind you for a moment, and come back into where we began with the knee closer in. Hug that heel of the left foot in towards the left hamstring. Take the left hand and grab the left foot if you can, hugging it in towards the body. If this is not accessible to you, this is where you can use a strap or a towel around the base of the foot. And then take the right hand and place it on the right knee. Really grow tall up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing deeply. You'll feel this a lot in the front of that left quad as well. Two more breaths here. Release the left foot slowly down to the mat. Take the hands back down to the mat, framing that right foot. Just realize that cut my head off. Take the right knee into the chest. Extend it out long behind you on the inhale, and then on the exhale, bring it back down to the mat. So switching sides now. We'll inhale, lengthen the left leg out long. Exhale, bring it into the chest.
place it between the hands. Again, option to lengthen that right knee out behind you a little bit further, and you can press into the back of that right foot. Options to keep the hands down completely flat onto the mat, tented palms, or take the hands up to the knees, scooping the tailbone forward, crown up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and breathe. This should feel really good, especially if you do a lot of sitting, running, or anything that creates a lot of tension in this front part of the body and into the hips. Take the hands back down to the mat if they're not already there. Draw that right knee back in towards you once again as we began. And then we'll start to pull that right heel in towards the glutes. Take the left hand to the top of that left knee and clasp either this, you take the strap again or the right hand to the right foot. Really relax the shoulders away from the ears. Grow tall through the crown up towards the ceiling. And breathe. You can even do this up against a wall if you feel unsteady. It will help with stability. This should feel great on the front of that right quad muscle. Release the clasp of the right foot and allow that right foot slowly to descend back down towards the mat. No boomerang here. Hands come back down towards the mat. Left knee comes into the chest, extend it out long behind you on the inhale, and then on the exhale, bring it back down towards the mat. We're going to come into extended child's pose for a moment. So take the knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch. Extend the arms forward, melt the chest onto the mat, followed by the head. Breathe in here. Always like to use the time in child's pose to maybe reconnect or reset intentions or just allow it to be a personal space, solace. Take one more breath here. On the inhale, press into the hands, lifting yourself back up through that tabletop position. Take the knees back up underneath the hips. We're going to swing the legs to the side, come down onto the sitting bones to come to lying flat on our backs. But before you do, please make sure that you have a strap or a towel at your disposal. And if you do have the strap, make sure you have a little foothold, if possible, into your strap, like so. You can see this. And then I'll demo how to get that little fancy little foothold in there. Foothold, is that right? Yeah, I make up words a lot of times. Okay, so if you're starting brand new with this strap, you take it and feed it through the double hooks, and then you take it and you loop it over. You don't drop it. And take it over the top of the first hook and pull it through. If you're born in the 70s or the 80s, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because this is what we used to have to do to our belts. Fun times. It was not. It was not fun times. It was not, folks. So, to come to lying flat on your back, you can join me in hugging your knees into your chest and wrapping your arms around your shins. Rock and roll up and down on your spine as many or as few times as you'd like, or none at all, and you can come down the way you like to. I'm going to rock and roll up and down my spine tonight. When you're satisfied, come to lying flat on your back with your left leg extended out long. And we're going to keep the right knee bent. Because from here, what we're going to do is hug it into our chest, wrapping it around our hands around the front part of our shin. And then we're just going to keep that left leg extended with either the toes flexed or pointed, or a softness in the back of that left knee. It is perfectly acceptable either or any of those ways. Just take a few deep breaths here. Don't create any tension in the shoulders though. Now from here, release the front of the shin, and I want you to come into like a happy baby. So you'll flex that right foot up towards the ceiling, and you'll bring that right knee in towards you. Take the left hand into the inner part. So take the right hand into the inner part of that right foot. Left hand's gonna come to the top of that left hip or the outside of the left hip. Just hug that knee into the chest. Always coming into the right armpit. You should feel a really nice deep stretch in the back of this right hinge. You do want to keep the right foot flexed up towards the ceiling. Release the clasp from the base of that right foot. And take it almost like a figure four across that left leg. So you're coming up above that left knee. And adjust yourself so that the tailbone is growing down towards the end of the mat, and the crown is growing long up towards the head of the mat. Place the hands outside the hips from here. So what we're going to do, gaze up towards the ceiling, relaxing shoulders away from the ears. We're going to inhale, lift that left foot up and lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, flexing that foot the whole time. And then on the exhale,
lower it back down. Actually, I did that reverse. So we'll inhale at the base, like when the leg is down, and then the exhale is on the way up. So really ground the hands down into the mat. So we'll inhale, expand through the belly, exhale, navel to spine. The knee can even stay slightly bent or fully bent here if it's too much to have that left leg extended. Whatever's best for you. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bring it in. Take that navel down into the spine, pressing the lower back into the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. One more time like that. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale, allow that left foot to come back down to the mat. From here, we're going to bend that left knee completely, coming in to thread the needle, or I like to call it reclined pigeon. So draw the left knee in towards the chest, interlace the hands behind the back of that left hamstring or the front of the left shin. Press the right knee out to open up a little bit more through the hip. And breathe. It's always nice for me to find a nice gentle sway here, back and forth, massaging the lower back or sacrum. One of my other favorite postures, just to relax and not allowing the body to create don't create a whole bunch of tension in this posture. You don't have to create tension in everything you do. Just let ourselves be. Release the clasp from behind that left hamstring or the front of that left shin. Allow the left foot to come back down towards the mat. From here, what I want you to do is cross that left leg completely over the right. Kind of like so, and bring the knees into your chest. Option just to hug the knees in and like clasp the hands around the front of that left knee and hug the knees into the chest. Or option to clasp both of the front part of both shins or ankles and hug the feet in towards you, kind of like a reclined Gomukhasana or cow facing legs. Stretching the outsides of the hips here. Should feel really good. Release completely through the hips. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears once again. Release the clasp wherever you chose to clasp. And allow the feet to come back down towards the mat. Uncross that right leg off the left. lengthen the right leg out long, keeping the left one bent. So we're gonna switch sides now, so the right foot is going to remain flexed. And then we're gonna draw that left knee in towards us, coming into the half happy baby or half skirt posture. So we'll just, first we'll just hug the left knee in towards us, clasping around the front of the left knee or the front of that left shin. Just take a few deep breaths here to open up through the back of that hamstring. From here, we'll come into the half happy baby or half skirt posture. So flex that left foot up towards the ceiling, take the left hand into the inside part of that left foot, draw that left knee into the left armpit as close as you can. Right hand can come to the top of that right quad or the outside of that right hip. Release what you can, the top of that left hip muscle and the hip flexor. Use the breath to guide you there. Take about 2 more breaths here. Release the clasp from the inner part of that left foot. Taking that left foot, crossing it over the right, coming into that figure 4 type position, reclined. So again, adjust yourself so that the tailbone is growing long down towards the end of the mat and the crown towards the head of the mat. From here, we'll place the hands outside either of the hips, really grounding down to all 4 corners of the hands. We'll inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, bring that right foot up towards the ceiling, pressing the lower back into the mat. Again, option to keep that right knee bent or slightly bent. So we'll inhale, lengthen, take the foot back down to the mat. Exhale, draw it up towards the ceiling, press the lower back into the mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right foot up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen for the last time. Exhale, right foot up towards the ceiling. Lower back to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the leg back down towards the mat. Bending in that right knee, coming into reclined pigeon posture. Draw the right knee into the chest, interlace the hands behind the back of the hamstring or the front of that shin. Press the left knee out to open up slightly more in that hip. keeping the toes flexed as best as possible. Again, options to rock side to side. Massaging the lower back. You'll notice that maybe one side is tighter than the other. This is completely normal. Over time, it will loosen. Release the cat clasp from behind the hamstring or the front of the shin. Allow the right foot to come back down towards the mat. Cross that left leg completely over the right, coming into our reclined Gomukhasana or cow facing legs. Again, same option as before of clasping around the front of that knee, or you can clasp the outside of the front part of the shins, drawing the heels in towards you, whichever you prefer, whichever feels best to you and your body. This is a good one too, especially if you're feeling a lot of tension on the outside of the hips. This will help to stretch those out. That may come from either standing or anything really. I mean, it could come from just maybe you create tension in your hips. I mean, that happens from emotions. So there's lots of ways to help release that, and this is one of them. And really sending the breath to those tight spaces. Release the clasp and allow the feet to descend back down to the mat. Uncross that left leg off the right. From here, lengthen the left leg out long. Grab the strap or towel, whichever you have. We're gonna wrap it around the base of the foot, the right foot. So take the knee to the chest, wrap that strap or towel around the base of the right foot. Left hand will come to the top of that left quad muscle. We're gonna extend the right leg out towards the side of the mat, or towards our right side, and gaze over the left shoulder. Really allow this hip to be tapped down and not really coming off the mat. Again, be careful not to be creating tension within the body. Be soft in the jaw and in the shoulders. Inhale, bring the right leg through center. On the exhale, cross it over the left side of the body. Take the strap into the left hand. Right hand comes outside of the right hip. Gaze over the right shoulder this time. You should also feel this stretch on the outside of this left hip, like you did before when we were doing doing the reclined Gomukhasana. Inhale, bring the right foot through center. Exhale, release the strap from the right foot. Extend the right leg out longer. So draw the left knee into the chest, placing the strap or towel around the base of that left foot. Extending the left leg out long. Right hand will come to the top of that right quad muscle or the outside of that right hip. You'll inhale and exhale, allow the left foot to drop out towards your left, gazing over the right shoulder. Relax through the left hip. Again, try to keep that right hip tight down the best you can. Not allowing the right glute to lift up too much off the mat. If any at all. On your inhale, bring that left foot through center. On the exhale, cross it over the right side of the body. Take the strap into your right hand. Left hand comes outside of the left hip. Gaze over the left shoulder. Again, feel the stretch on the outside of that left hip. Should feel really good. We'll inhale, bring that left foot back through center. Exhale, release the strap, bending in the left knee. Lengthen the left leg out long. Starting to transition into Shavasana. So take your legs as wide as the mat or wider. Arms come wide. Take up as much space as you would like. Allow the tailbone to grow long down towards the end of the mat again, and the head to grow long up towards the top of the mat. Relax the shoulders completely away from the ears and allow the eyes to close fully. As we learn to embrace the silence, listen to your body during Shavasana. Allow the eyes to fall heavy into the back of the skull. Releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Unhinging the jaw. Allow softness to grow from the back of the neck down the arms. Through the fingertips, circling back up. Flowing through the chest. Circling through the belly and down both sides of the hips. You feel it wash over the fronts of the quads and the hamstring. Flowing down the backs of the quads or backs of the calves like a waterfall. It trickles into the feet, into the ankles. The body just feels heavy, but light at the same time on the mat. Rest here in Shavasana. Namaste, my friends.